Right? Should be live. Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. We've got 80-mile-per-hour wind warning here on this storm here in Ohio. If you live in Coshocton, Franklin, over there near Keene as well, everybody needs to be in their safe spots. This 80-mile-per-hour winds are no joke. Again, treat this like it is a tornado warning for your area. You want to go to your safe spots, the lowest, most interior room of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible. A tornado shelter or a basement that is underground. You guys, I would get there pretty quickly as the storm is bearing down on some of you folks right now. And if you're inside of the storm, you probably already have some reports to give about just how strong this severe thunderstorm warning is. As you can see right there into Keene, Coshocton, we got some pretty strong winds. The best radar for this storm right now, as you can see right over there near Adamsville, about 80, almost 90-mile-per-hour winds. Actually, 90-mile-per-hour winds being measured by this radar near south of Adamsville, and then just to the north of Adamsville, about 80-mile-per-hour winds over there near Coshocton, about 80-mile-per-hour winds there as well. And then over here near Keene, you got about 80-mile-per-hour winds. So a couple of areas within this line that does have those 80-mile-per-hour winds, and maybe a little bit of rotation is developing here near Adamsville as well. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation here near the Coshocton, Franklin, Keene area. If you live here, make sure you are getting to your safe spots as the storm approaches. Let me see. I don't think we're going to be able to get any live cameras on this, but I do want to see if we can maybe find. Yeah, I don't have that thing up right now, but well, I mean, I'm sure there might be something over here. Let me see if I can find any government cams in this area at all. Live beach cams near Coshocton. There's some near Cambridge that makes it there. No, never mind. Yeah, we don't have any live cameras, unfortunately, on this storm, but that doesn't really matter. Again, it's nice to be able to see these storms, but unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to do that given the lack of traffic cameras in this area. But again, if you live over here in Coshocton, Franklin, also New Concord, Newcomerstown as well, you've got a very dangerous line of storms coming into your area here with 80-mile-per-hour winds. Further up to the north, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm over here near Berlin and Sugar Creek. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Further down to the south, down over here near New Lexington, Cookeville, and Shawnee. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts down there. And then back over here near Chillicothe, have another area of 60-mile-per-hour winds heading into Laurelville. So if you guys live out here, just make sure you are indoors and away from windows. Back down a little bit further down to the south, we have some severe weather happening over here near Dry Ridge, Kentucky. And that's going to be for... Actually, they allowed that one to expire. We also have this storm ongoing here in southern Illinois. As you can see, some damaging winds are going to be possible with this 60-mile-per-hour winds up there near McLeansboro, Norris City, El Dorado. Also back over here north of Fairfield, we have another severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, they've allowed that to expire. Never mind. And then back over here near Irvington, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Dix, Texaco, Idawood, Divide, and Harmony. Textbook bows today. Yep. Little MCSs, riding on that boundary. Unfortunately. Coming back down into the Texas region, we do have a couple of storms ongoing. One is about to come into the Lubbock area. That is for half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then we've got yet another storm off to its south, down over here with some ping-pong ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Also further down to the south here in Midland, we have yet another storm heading towards McKerney with 2-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's also a pretty dangerous storm heading towards McCamey there in Texas. And that is all the severe weather that we have ongoing. Oh, wait, no, we also have this storm over here near Buffalo, New York. Actually, some pretty strong winds on the southern side of this there. That's going to be for ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds and that is going to be heading south of Pavilion, going to be coming pretty close to York, New York, and it just got upgraded to ping pong ball sized hail, so watch out there. And that's all that we're talking about across the region right now, with our most dangerous storm of the moment being over here near Coshocton. And let's come back over here to our terminal radar. And yeah, still pretty strong winds being indicated here by our live radar in the area. Fortunately, from our other radars, we're kind of in a radar hole. But as soon as this storm makes it into Pennsylvania, we should have, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's. What about Pennsylvania storm trackers? Are they in the region? Who is this? Is this in?
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
A new update on our PDS severe thunderstorm warning. They have now pushed it off to the east. That's going to be for Cambridge, Blytheville, Newcomerstown, Dover, Goshen, Ericksville, Barnesville, and Carrollton. There in Ohio, still warned for 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which makes sense to me. I mean, on our radar, we're still seeing those 80-mile-per-hour winds, especially from this one pretty close, and maybe even some isolated spots of a little bit higher than 80-mile-per-hour winds about to head into the Concord area near Cambridge as well, and then eventually back over here near Newcomerston. So again, this is a very strong storm. Those 80-mile-per-hour winds can easily knock down trees, knock your power out. If you live near big trees, you're going to want to be in the lowest floor possible of your house, in the most interior room. So if a tree does fall, you have as many barriers in between you and that large tree as it hits your house if it does. So please, if you live in this area, be taking this warning seriously. This is a strong storm. You don't want to let your guard down when you have an 80-mile-per-hour windstorm coming your way. You definitely, 100%, do not want to be outside during this storm as it approaches or as it's over you. I mean, that's a very, very dangerous situation if you are outside of your house. So if you are over here near Cambridge and Blytheville and Goshen and Ericksville, maybe you're playing a baseball game. Maybe you're out there with your kids doing something. It's time to bring them in. Time to bring them in and get into your safe spots as the storm approaches. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, that is our latest update there. Still don't think we're going to be able to get any live views. I mean, the PA storm tracker should be pretty darn close to this storm, but I don't know what their plan is. I know they have some chasers in Texas and some chasers in Ohio. I'm not sure which one we're looking at here. There's nothing that indicates anything. So this could be in Ohio or Pennsylvania, or it could be over there in Texas. All right, latest update here on our warning. Still keeping that 80-mile-per-hour winds on this storm, pushing through Coshocton. How's everybody in Coshocton doing out here? You guys are all right. Those are some pretty strong winds that just went through there. Probably have widespread power outages all the way from Zanesville up into Coshocton and Keene. And that's going to be continuing to spread off to the east, again, towards Goshen and Ericksville. Last you saw, PA storm trackers are up in Akron, Ohio. Why are they up there? They're probably going to miss the storm then. I don't think they can get down to the south fast enough to get to that, unfortunately. Let me see if there's anybody that has popped on live in Pennsylvania. No, all the storm chasers are in Texas right now. Hailstorms are awful, tearing up everything. Yeah, thankfully this isn't like much of a hailstorm there. Mainly just talking about 80-mile-per-hour winds. But yeah, we're going to be getting some big hail in other places eventually. I think they've dropped most of the severe thunderstorm warnings in Illinois, but we still have this portion of the storm warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds heading into McLeansboro, El Dorado, Norris City next. Back over here near Texas, still have these storms ongoing near Crane, Texas. Still heading towards McCamey. It looks like a little bit of a hook is starting to develop here on our storm here, and maybe a little bit of a rotation. Would not rule out a tornado warning with this storm here. Let's see, that latest scan just came in, lining up It's kind of in the info that could be side lobe contamination, but we are kind of far from our radar here, so that very well could be some legitimate rotation. So watch out there near McCamey, Texas. That storm might be getting ready to try to produce there. And again, even if it doesn't, 2-inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, that's dangerous all by itself. Let me check. Let me make sure that Storm Runner Media is current here. Take off this radar, and then just make sure they're current. Make this bigger. Well, go. Yeah, there we go. Current. They're near Seymour, Texas. So I think they're heading down, towards some of our storms as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's the latest here. We've got another storm over here that is. It looks like that hail threat's going up here. 1.5-inch hail with this storm right now. Come back over to Ohio. Still warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds, and yeah, you can definitely see those aloft there from that radar, and then coming up to our closer radar to the storm. I mean, we're still measuring easily 70 to 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts along this leading edge. Seems like our strongest winds right now are just to the east of Dresden, and that's going to be coming very close to center, in between center and New Comerstown. So please continue to be seeking shelter from that storm at this moment. Again, still very strong winds inside of the storm, pushing off towards the east, towards New Philadelphia, Ericksville, Nadenhoughton, Newcomerstown, Center, Cambridge. Still need to be seeking shelter for this storm. Should you be weather aware in Western Pennsylvania? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Over here near Pittsburgh, this storm is eventually going to be making it towards you. So absolutely, should be ready to go here in Western Pennsylvania. This storm is moving pretty quickly off to the east, about 55 miles per hour. So probably within like 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours, this is going to be in the Pittsburgh area. You're in Akron, Ohio. Do we think supercells might fire behind the main line? No. After this goes through, the severe threat's going to drop precipitously after this comes through. There is going to be some storms trying to form back up in here, but they should struggle. They might try to, scrape the northern portion of Ohio there, but we're going to have a lot of storms out in this area that are going to be eating up all that instability. So it'll be interesting to see if the environment can get a little bit more favorable throughout the day, if we can get some clearing of those clouds back out in that region. But I can tell you, not really seeing that at the moment. You can see we got a lot of cloud cover out up in there just to the east of Toledo. Also got a little bit of an extension or a new severe thunderstorm warning back over here for these storms near just to the south. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds to the south of West Seneca. Those are going to be moving off towards Attica, East Aurora, and Holland here in a little bit here in the New York area, just south of Buffalo. Don't think Central Illinois is going to get anything. Yeah. The main warning down there in Illinois is further down to the south. Central Illinois is going to be north of that boundary, so the air should remain pretty stable up there. Most of our instability is sitting back down in these southern portions here. That's why you see this little pink shaded area. Those are severe thunderstorm watches. That's where we're watching for that increased damaging wind potential. Texas storm rotation. There was a little while ago. Let me go check back in south of Midland, see if it's still there. Yeah, still got a little area of rotation right in that area. So no new changes there. I think we're still on the same scan that we looked at last time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little NATO warning out of that. Not going to lie. All right, back over here. Looks like our line is now coming into Sugar Creek and New Comerstown. Very soon, it's going to be in Cambridge, Nadenhoughton, Ericksville, and Goshen, Byesville, and Dover are next in line, probably within the next 10 to 15 minutes there. And then after that, probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes, it's going to be over here near Carrollton and Barnesville. And again, the storm is still warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds. So if I just called out any of your cities, they're near New Philadelphia and all those other towns I called out, just make sure that you are continuing to be in your safe spots. Weather-wise is on PC and mobile. You're in Mountain Home, Arkansas. Are you safe? You're safe for now, yeah. No severe thunderstorm warnings for you. There is a little bit of a storm near Mountain Home, but it's a special weather statement, 40-mile-per-hour winds. not going to really do much to you. You'll be all right. Might have a little bit of a a little bit of a threat tomorrow. I'm having a storm intermediate. Did they glitch out here? Let me check. Nope, this is live. They just pulled over on the side of the road. You see what PA Storm Trackers is up to. Looks like they're traveling east out of Akron, so maybe they are trying to catch up to the storm. I don't know. You see, there are some storms developing off in the distance. You can see the storms bubbling up there. Those aren't associated with that line of storms, but those storms that are over there near Warren, Ohio. Is there southeast of Carrollton? I think it's coming too soon. Carroll, I think that's in Texas. Yeah, Carrollton, Texas. Let me see. No, that's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be your risk for tomorrow. And that's Carrollton. You're in like another state. Also, just got a new severe thunderstorm warning back over here into parts of Indiana. That's going to be for Ulitic and Bedford, Indiana. That's going to be 1-inch hail, under 50-mile-per-hour winds there. Also got a couple of storms bubbling back over here near Bicknell, north of Lawrenceville, near Flat Rock there in Illinois, and north of Olney in Illinois. And those storms are going to have severe capabilities as well. Also had a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued over here near Blueford, Wayne City, Fairfield, Barnhill, and Mill Shoals. That's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Definitely going to want to be indoors and away from windows on that storm as well. Get caught outside with that one. It's going to be a little bit hectic. Definitely don't want to, test your chances with that one. Over in Crane County, Texas, we just got a 2-inch hail warning out in your area. That's going to be back over here near McCamey. So we're still talking about that 2-inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind threat here. Let's go check to see what that rotation has done. Yeah, I mean, still a decent area of circulation associated with our mesocyclone here. Definitely kind of think that this should be a tornado warned, not going to lie. So if you live in McCamey, watch out. This storm could be trying to produce a tornado nearby you. Look near Post, Texas, is it? Is this storm starting to hook a little bit? Kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting hit by some of that wind shear that's in the area, but not really wrapping up just yet. But yeah, it does have a little bit of a hook, trying to form an inflow there near Post, Texas. Looks like our severe thunderstorm warning is for golf ball sized hail now with this storm, so they upgraded it just a tad. And 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then Lubbock, it looks like to be getting a pretty decent little hailstorm here with some half-dollar sized hail coming into the Texas Tech University area along 62, 82. There north of Lubbock as well. Should all be indoors and away from windows still. The storm could increase its hail as it's inside of Lubbock. So just because it's warned for this now doesn't mean it's going to stay like that forever. So make sure you guys are continuing to be sheltered in place from that storm, as that hail could get a little bit bigger, and you definitely don't want to be caught outside with that hail. Yes, we are back. We are back. Look at Northeast Ohio. See, like if you're over here near Warren, there's going to be some thunderstorms developing here. Actually, looks like there is some thunderstorm development now a little bit further up to the north. So maybe Akron and New Franklin might actually get in on some storms, as there is some thunderstorms forming there just to the south of Strongsville. So maybe could be possible. No, Libby. There, you do know. Adam is live, right, Libby? He's covering those storms in Ontario. Do I think that 5% torr threat for the Northeast actually has potential? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we're getting these 80-mile-per-hour windstorms, those little brief spin-ups are going to become increasingly likely along the leading edge of that. And as long as that little threat there continues to kind of intensify, it surely could have some issues there for tornadic activity. So I would definitely be weather aware. I'd definitely be weather aware with this storm that's coming into the Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio area. And also with any of these storms that also fire back over here as well, there is a little bit of wind shear out here. Cannot rule out some spin ups with any of the storms that actually develop in this area. They just need to be able to mature and tap into that shear environment or that spin environment. And if they do, these could be a problem up here and along this line. And that's going to be, out over here. Could see more development further back that way. Could see more development further back up this way. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch for you guys as far north as Watertown. So I would definitely be paying attention up there as well. Wind shear, I wouldn't say it's super favorable for tornadoes, but it's definitely within the possibilities. All right, coming back over to here near Goshen and Urich. And looks like those winds are getting even stronger. Let's check in this radar. Do we have a view on it? Yeah, our closest radar is picking up still 80 to almost 90 mile per hour winds just above the surface. Seems pretty likely to be that could be some of that might be making it onto the ground there. So just watch out there. That's about to be pushing into New Philadelphia, Goshen, Urichsville, Cambridge, and Blythesville. Still continue to be in your safe spots. After that, it's Barnesville and Carrollton. And enjoy it from the basement. That's a smart move, Ryan. Smart move. Yeah, it looks like we're still warned for 80 mile per hour winds here with this northern portion of the storm. You're building a Vex robotic switch grip ball shooter for your daughter. What is that? Your mom is looking at 40 mile per hour winds, clear skies, hot temps in Butler County. Yeah. And these storms are, I think, let me see where Butler County is. Isn't that near Pittsburgh? Yeah. And this storm is going to be coming that way soon. What storm? That storm we had roll through southeastern Michigan was kind of nuts. Interesting. Paigey is live. All right, let's get Paigey Tornado up. I think she's going to be in Texas. All of our chasers are, all my chasers live in Texas. Or are chasing in Texas. It looks like she is near Seymour as well. Storms just passed through Columbus. Yeah, they weren't strong in Columbus, but they are a lot stronger now. They are a lot stronger now. Again, 80 mile per hour winds is nothing to mess around with. You're going to want to be in your safe spots for this one. Storms don't just stay the same strength forever. They undulate that strength every now and then as they interact with different portions of the atmosphere. All right, can we go back over to this view yet? Yeah, it looks like we can. And I want to get, obviously, the radar set up here. And our chat as well. There we go. Plop that there. Delete the storm. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, we'll think about it. If it's possible, we'll do it. Would be nice if we had that capability, I will say. Looks like they've extended this southern part of the warning here for 60 mile per hour winds. George State, George Strat. Who's that? Oh, the singer. I gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Latest scan out here. It looks like the storm is kind of seems like it's slowing down a little bit, if you ask me. Looks like it's been just outside of Goshen and Ericksville for a while. And still moving at a pretty good pace, though. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. How's the wind in Coshocton? It should be calming down. As of our latest scans, the storm is well off to your east now. So still going to be a little bit of thunder and lightning back behind the line of storms. But that main wind threat for you guys should be over and done with. To tell the clouds to chill out. I wish it was that easy. New update on one of our severe thunderstorm warnings near Hamilton County. That's going to be over here near Carmi, New Harmony, Mount Vernon, also El Dorado. Looks like that's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds still as this pushes off to the east. And this could eventually, maybe try to produce a little bit more intense severe weather. Also, back over here near Odin and Bloomfield, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So watch out there in Bloomfield and Bedford, Indiana. I think both of these are, they're warned for the same thing there. Ping pong ball-sized hail now on one of these storms in New York. See which one it's for. Yeah, this one over here near Rush Menden. Warned for ping pong ball-sized hail heading towards Farmington. What about this one up here? Yeah, still 1-inch hail. About to enter into Rochester in New York. About these guys. Yeah, same thing with these guys as well. North of Holland, south of Attica. Well, so we actually just got a new update. Yeah, same thing. So they just made the warning box a little bit smaller. Do I think that the storm by Post Texas has enough for a tornado warning? Let me check. No, not yet. We do definitely have a decent inflow and a little bit of rotation, but that's pretty darn weak rotation right there, if you ask me. But I would say Graham, Texas, and Close City. I would be indoors and away from windows, mainly due to the hail threat with this storm. It's got golf ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, but tornado threat might be starting to get started with it. I mean, you can definitely tell just by the shape of the storm, it's hitting those winds, and as they turn with height, you can see it pushes the precipitation out in kind of like a curve like that. And so it's definitely interacting with the shear environment. This storm does kind of look like it could be trying to tornado, but not right now. But I would say for Post Texas, I would definitely keep your eye on that storm. All right, let's make sure all the storm chasers are current. Perfect there. There. And good to go. Awesome. Wichita Falls is going to be later today. The storms that are forming over there near Lubbock are going to be the sign for things to come, potentially for Wichita Falls, if storms happen to come close to you. All right, latest scan here with this storm near Ericksville. Still seeing some pretty strong winds pushing into the area. Like the storm has officially hit Ericksville. Next in line is going to be Londonderry, Quaker City, back over here near Carrollton and CO, here in Ohio. Let's see if they still have that. Yeah, they still have the 80-mile-per-hour wind warning on the storm. And let me check our latest reading out of our closest radar. And it's still indicating some pretty strong winds over here near Ericksville and just to the south of Ericksville in Newport, Ohio. The winds further down to the south, though, look like they are losing a little bit of that capability for those 80-mile-per-hour winds. But it seems like our main corridor of our strongest winds is pretty much right here in this Boeing segment near Ericksville. Well, for Ohio, okay, gotcha. Michigan and Ohio has beef? Do they? I don't know. Anything really bad potentially for Manchester, Kentucky? Let me see where Manchester is. Manchester, Kentucky. Kentucky. Probably not as bad. I think you guys are in you're in a slight risk. So some storms will be possible if they can spread that far down to the south. New update on our severe thunderstorm warning here in northern Texas near Cynthiana, though. That is going to be for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Buena Vista, Morning Glory, and Barefoot, Kentucky. Come check back over here near Illinois. It looks like our line of storms here has now gone through Norris City. Next in line is going to be Carmi. Carmi, Illinois, with those 60-mile-per-hour winds, New Harmony and Mount Vernon further down the line. Probably about 30 minutes before it hits those two cities, though. And then back over here near Indiana, where we have another severe weather threat here for kind of the same areas that got it here earlier. Looks like Bloomfield and Bedford are still in the path of that 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour windstorms. I do want to come back over here in Texas, quite a lot here, just to make sure we're checking back in with this storm. Yeah, still not a whole lot of rotation here with this guy as of right now. Mainly just still a golf ball hail threat. Biggest hailstorm right now, I think, is down over here near McCamey. Looks like that area of rotation has probably died on us. Still a little bit over there. Still a little bit of rotation, but so still wouldn't surprise me if that was still trying to produce. But it seems like for McCamey, Texas, your main risk is going to be that 2-inch hail and those 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So very strong storm coming into the McCamey area. Make sure you guys are battening down the how do you say that? Batten down the hatches. Is that right? I probably even shouldn't attempt to say it unless I know. Yeah, it looks like PA Storm Trackers here is now in North Jackson, Ohio, kind of close to Youngstown. Still not really sure of what their plan is. They might be targeting some of these more isolated supercells near the Youngstown area, and you can see one of them out in the distance. Is that storm over there is over Youngstown, Ohio. Batten down the hatches. That's what I thought it was. But you would think, since it's the action of battening, of batten, you would think it would be battening down the hatches. If you're stupid like me. All right, latest scan out here with this storm. Still some pretty darn strong winds being indicated by radar. We are still pretty far away, though, from the storm, so still kind of hard to nail down which one of those winds are making it down to the surface, but still measuring 85-mile-per-hour winds here on our leading edge of the thunderstorm here that just went through Ericksville. Again, that's in Ohio with this storm. Moving off to the east. Again, Carrollton should continue to be in their safe spots. Also, CO. This is still warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds. And if I had to guess, they're going to keep this northern warning for a little bit. Not really so sure about the southern warning. It does seem like our intensity is kind of dropping off the further south you go. But as far as I can tell, this little area of our line is the strongest portion of it. And that's going to be heading in near southern Carrollton and CO here in a little bit. Thankfully, so far, not a whole lot of a tornado threat with this storm. Over here in Edwards, Illinois, Edward County, Illinois, meant to put it in. Still got just got a new extension of one of our severe thunderstorm warnings. It's got a tornado possible tag, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Check the rotation. Oh my goodness, yeah. That might be about to get tornado warned here just to the south and west of Fairfield. We have pretty strong winds here on the southern side of the storm. Two little areas here that might be trying to spin up. That right there, we're not very far from the radar. This right here is a little area of 80 to 90, almost 100-mile-per-hour winds. That's likely just above the surface, but some of those are probably making it down to the surface with around 70 to 80-mile-per-hour winds there, just to the north of 64, north and east of Mayberry, and that's going to be heading pretty close to Barn Hill. And also, gotta watch the northern side of that or a little spin-up tornado very well being possible. I can see a tornado warning getting issued on this storm at any moment. So if you live out in front of the storm near Barn Hill, Mill Shoals, over here near Burnt Prairie, near Fairfield, be ready to go to your safe spots. If that does try to wrap up, they will throw a tornado warning on there. And that's pretty dang close. That's pretty dang close. Oh, there it is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning has been issued for Fairfield, Golden Gate, over here near Mount Erie, here in Illinois. If you guys live in this area, you need to be in your safe spots. Again, we've got really strong winds on the southern side of this storm. And sometimes when that happens, we get these spin ups happen on the northern side of the storm. So, again, if you live in Fairfield, Golden Gate, Illinois, and Mount Erie, you guys need to be in your safe spots. This is a dangerous storm, not just because it has some rotation, but because those winds on the southern side are really strong. And again, just those winds by themselves can cause some damage there. I think they spelled Illinois. Thought I spelled it right. The heck? All right. Yeah, that's the latest there near Fairfield. Let's see if we have a new scan in here. Not quite yet. Once we get that new velocity scan, we'll let you guys know what the latest is on that. But let's come back over here to our Ohio storm that still potentially has those 80-mile-per-hour winds inside of it. Let's check our latest velocities. A couple little isolated spots here with that potential for 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But given our distance from this storm, uh, can't really be 100% positive anymore that those 80-mile-per-hour winds are making it down to the surface anymore. So if you do live in Carrollton, I would still be in your safe spots in CO, but we might be getting a downgrade here shortly on this storm. Probably bring it down to 70 if I had to guess. Latest scan here on this storm looks like those winds are actually calming down a little bit. It looks like it was just like a brief little moment of some pretty increased winds there on the southern side of it, but that hasn't so far led to any extra circulation. So keeping my fingers crossed for Fairfield that that doesn't happen. But the bottom line is there's still some pretty strong winds within this portion of the storm here near Fairfield. So I would still be in your safe spots, even just for the winds. Again, if any of these winds are making it down to the surface, we're talking almost 100-mile-per-hour winds inside of this storm. So if you live in Fairfield, just be in your safe spots as this comes close to you, as it comes over you, and then once it's past you, you can come out. Again, your safe spot is the lowest, most interior portion of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible, a tornado shelter, or a basement that is underground. Check back over here near Bloomfield. Yeah, still looking pretty good over here in terms of rotation. Still talking about 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds.
A
Oh,
new
wow. So
PDS severe thunderstorm warning
are
has been
extending
issued.
this, which is fine. There is some isolated pockets there inside of this, potentially with 80-mile-per-hour winds. So let's see, they are extending this PDS severe thunderstorm warning here for Hopedale, Cadiz, Wellsburg, Weirton, East Liverpool, Coleraine, and Wheeling. Center Township and Beaver Falls as well are in the path of this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that's still 80-mile-per-hour winds possible. Out over here, just checking for an upgrade. No upgrade, still 80-mile-per-hour winds. Again, if you live in any of those areas, you need to be going to your safe spots just like you would for a tornado. This storm has a pretty decent likelihood of, of knocking over trees, causing damage even to mobile homes and trailers. So if you're in any of those kind of weak structures, I would certainly seek better structure to ride the storm out in, given the fact that there are some pretty strong winds in and along the leading edge of this storm. Where in Ohio is this? This is in eastern Ohio, kind of near the Cadiz, Hopedale, Berg Holes area. You can see Wheeling over there, East Liverpool. Zoom out. You can see it's just far eastern Ohio there. I do want to get my Pennsylvania cameras ready for this storm because once it comes in, we should be able to get views on this thing immediately from those cameras. So let me go ahead and get those set up. We'll put that here. live? That's a shame. This one's live. Yeah, we'll just have this one up so we can get an understanding of how strong these winds are before they come into the Pittsburgh area. Just got the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll make sure you're in your safe spots if you're in this one. Looks like we have an upgrade to our severe thunderstorm warning in Genesee County here in New York. I got an upgrade to 70 mile per hour winds on one of these guys. Which one is it? This one? No. There it is. It's this one right here. For this storm near Attica, Warsaw in Wyoming, watch out. 70 mile per hour winds are coming directly at you. So again, if you live in Attica, Wyoming, Warsaw, you need to be, really watching out for those winds. The trees up here aren't really as good as they are in the southeast of handling these kind of winds. But the good news is that their power companies out there, hopefully, because you guys get like pretty strong winds with during the winter, hopefully they're good enough to withstand these winds. But definitely a chance that these storms could knock out power out over here. We even got like a little mini supercell happening over here south of Covington there in New York. Also over here near Farmington, we are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning with max hail sizes of up to ping pong ball sized hail coming towards you guys. Let's come back down. Checking in on our tornado warning near Fairfield. Yeah, looks like our rotation has gotten a lot broader here as of late. But if you live over there near Fairfield, I would continue to be in your safe spots over there near Golden Gate and Mount Erie. The storm still has enough rotation to prompt concern. Not anything tight right now. No debris signature. So this definitely isn't on the ground, but that rotation is about to go directly into Fairfield. Little update here for Kentucky as well. 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds heading towards Mount Olivet. All right, back up over here with our severe thunderstorm warned storm. Let's check our closest radar. Yeah, still unfortunately have those smaller pockets of around 80 mile per hour winds here in this main area, this main surging portion of our line. A little bit down there near Cadiz, also over here near Jewett, and just to the south and east of Carrollton, heading towards Berg Holst. So this is still a dangerous storm in progress as it moves towards East Liverpool. Weirton, Wheeling, Hopedale, Cadiz still need to be in their safe spots. Still a pretty dangerous storm there. Nothing's really changed too much. I will say it doesn't seem the 80 mile per hour winds are as widespread as they were a little bit ago, but it does seem like they're increasing a little bit as of our latest scans. Also back down further south on this storm, heading towards Caldwell, Woodsfield, Powhatan Point here in southeastern Ohio. Also need to be indoors and away from windows, but your storm isn't nearly as strong as the one further off to your north. Yours is around 60 mile per hour winds there. Also, we're seeing that thunderstorm activity start to increase even more out over here near the Akron, Ohio area, near Canton as well. And we just got an update on our tornado warning near Wayne County. Let's go check that out. Update is for radar indication. So we're definitely still not talking about a tornado on the ground yet. We haven't got any new reports out of this storm yet to confirm a tornado on the ground. But as of our latest radar scans, looks like those stronger winds on the southern side of this storm are calming down a little bit, but we're still talking maybe 60, 70, can't even rule out 75 mile per hour winds with this storm moving south of Fairfield, about to cross over Klein's Corner and County Road 850 north. Still traveling up to the north and east at its current direction. Back over here, further to the south, 60 mile per hour winds heading towards New Harmony, Mount Vernon, Indiana, and then further up to the north, we're still talking about 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this line of storms as it eventually moves towards West Salem, Bone Gap, and Albion. Velocities further down to the south, not looking as concerning as that one up there near Fairfield. Let's come back down into the Texas area and check back in on these storms, see what they're all doing. Yeah, this one looks like it's struggling to organize that rotation near post as it goes through a little bit of a storm merger here. You can see there's your area. Your supercell there to the north. We got another little supercell trying to develop here. Sometimes this can nudge a storm into becoming tornadic, but as of right now, it seems like it is struggling to organize that rotation. Over here near Lubbock, Texas, one inch hail. So it looks like they did downgrade this storm instead of upgrade it. So that's good. A little bit smaller hail means a little bit less damage. But still wouldn't be outside for this storm as it moves towards Idalou there in northeastern Lubbock, Texas. Further down to the south, we are seeing a little bit more development south of this storm, east of La Mesa, heading around 180 and Ackery, also not as well. And then further down, even farther to the south, we still have this storm near McCamey. Hasn't really moved too much. Hasn't really moved too much, but still has that 2-inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind threat. I mean, that's still a pretty dangerous storm. So if you're in McCamey, continue to be indoors and well away from those windows. All right, little update here. Looks like Cadiz is getting part of this line now. Hopedale is going to be next in line probably within the next 5 minutes. After that, 5 to 10 minutes for St. Clarksville, Coleraine, maybe 15 minutes for Coleraine, and then East Liverpool, Weirton, Steubenville, Wellsburg, Wheeling, and Bel Air probably have about 20 to 30 minutes before this line actually makes it towards you. Fast moving clouds. Yeah, this storm's going to be moving pretty fast to the east, pretty much anywhere. Wow, this thing is moving to the east at 75 miles per hour. So yeah, this storm's going to be rocketing into the Ohio, out of the Ohio area here shortly, a little bit there into West Virginia, and then eventually into Pennsylvania after that. In fact, since West Virginia is right there, let me see if we have just like a little tiny camera, like maybe there near Weirton. There's one near Wheeling. Okay, let me get my West Virginia cams up as well. Put them here. This is in the southern part of that warning. Oh, this will be a great view for when those winds come through. So I will try to remember that this camera is here as the storm gets closer. Yeah, this thing's gonna hit like a brick and then move out of the area pretty fast. Let's check our latest velocities on this storm, see where we're at now. Yeah, still have some decent velocities in this thing. 80 there near Cadiz, near Jouett, still talking about 80 to 90 miles per hour still. And then over here near Berg Holtz, still talking about 80 to 90 miles per hour there. So a couple of isolated areas, but still strong winds exist in the leading edge of this thunderstorm. About to get hit in half an hour from Toronto, Ohio. Gotcha. We'll update for the Southwest Missouri around the Aurora area. Call the power company, and they have over 80 power poles down, including high power lines. So power isn't expected to return soon. Is that Voos? Is that over there near Springfield? Weather in Oklahoma is so confusing today. Local weather people have hyped us up for nothing. Not necessarily. It hasn't necessarily gotten started yet. We got a couple of strong storms down over here, and these should eventually move into the Oklahoma area. But it's a pretty conditional risk today. Like these storms that are back over here, like if you live over here near like Ada and Holdenville, these aren't your main threat. These could be your main threat for today. Sorry, it just depends on how this storm, forms throughout the day. We're supposed to have quite a bit of severe thunderstorm coverage out here today with a chance for even strong tornadoes out over here. but should be a little bit less of a threat there near Oklahoma City, but definitely can't rule out some strong damaging winds and maybe even some QLCS tornadoes as these storms kind of develop, form, got cold pool surges, and then we could eventually have some more problems further down the line over there. So, just got a new tornado warning back over here for Weirton, Steubenville, New Cumberland,
A
Toronto,
new
East
tornado
Liverpool,
warning has been issued.
Mingo Junction, Wellsburg as well. Tornado warning. Let's read its details. Is anything confirmed? No, radar indicated right now. So if you guys should already be in your safe spots regardless, but it looks like our tornado threat. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, we have some areas of even stronger wind. So it looks like this storm is actually about to hit its peak strength here, right before it goes into Steubenville, Weirton, Mingo Junction, Wellsburg, and Toronto. If you guys live in this area, this is a very strong storm heading your way, and it's about to cross right over the border here of West Virginia, going into like East Liverpool, and then eventually into Pennsylvania. And you can see our winds inside of this storm are somewhere around 90, 92 miles per hour in some of these isolated areas. Another one over here with some 94-mile-per-hour winds in some isolated areas. And then over here, south of Berg Holtz, we're talking about 70 miles per hour, almost 80 miles per hour there. But the reason why this tornado warning has been issued is because we are starting to get a couple of kinks along the leading edge, and that could eventually lead to some quick spin-up tornadoes. So watch out over there. Just be in your safe spots. You should already be there. And this is coming right at you there in East Liverpool, Weirton, Steubenville, and Wellsburg. Should be there within about, probably around 20 minutes. Given the fact this thing's moving off to the east at 75 miles per hour, I would not rule out this thing getting there real quack, or not real quack, real quick. Real quack. What the heck was that? That. Yikes. Will you get hit in Ashtabula County? Let me see what that is. Ashtabula. We can't really answer too many questions. Ash. Spelled it wrong. Shoot. Ashtabula. Yeah. There it is. Eventually, potentially, yeah. I mean, there is some thunderstorm coverage and trying to increase to the north on the northern side, and these are getting severe thunderstorm warnings, so I wouldn't rule this one out, making a close approach to you, especially if we get some more thunderstorm coverage a little bit further up there towards Cleveland. Back over here, little update. Actually, yeah, little update over here. We actually have an area of some tighter circulation over here near Manchester and Shortsville. Keeping an eye on that. Would not rule out tornado warnings here with these storms. They do seem to have that capability to wrap up already. So if you live around south of Rochester, make sure you're keeping an eye on these storms. They are a hail threat and a damaging wind threat right now. 1-inch hail on a lot of these storms with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This one just got extended for Newark, Lyons, Clyde, Rose, Fulton, and Sherwople. Make sure you guys are watching out for those storms. Back over here, a little bit further down to the south, as we go into Kentucky, we have this storm heading towards Flemingsburg. This still has 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, so nothing too crazy with this storm, but still, be respecting it, be inside at the very least, and away from those windows. With this storm, just a little update, they have allowed this tornado warning to expire in Illinois. That wind threat, though, is still technically there. 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards West Salem and Mount Carmel. Looks like that little area of some stronger winds there near Fairfield dissipated quite quickly. Also, south of Bloomington, near Bloomfield, still watching these storms. Looks like they're still warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Some 1-inch hail embedded in some of these storms here, so watch out over there in southern Indiana. And I need to change my title of my live stream really quick. Perfect. Yeah. Sorry about that. Let's come back down here to the coverage for this very strong storm here in the eastern Ohio area. Yeah, we're still seeing some pretty strong wind gusts as of our latest scans. Not a whole lot's changed. We're still kind of seeing the same numbers here. 90 miles per hour here south and east of Hopedale. at 90 miles per hour north and east of Hopedale. And then it kind of tapers off a little bit as we go up to the north. It seems like our strongest area here of our winds is located in this area. And that's going to be heading in to Weirton, Stuberville, and Mingo Junction, getting pretty darn close to you guys over there. Let's see here. Where is PA Storm Trackers? Is he finally near this storm? Boardman, Ohio? His stream froze. He is near a storm, but he's not near our storm. He's in Boardman, Ohio. Not sure if they're going to be going down to the south or not. I'm not sure which storms they're trying to target. They're close, just no cigar. All right. Yeah, also a little bit north of these areas and a little bit south near Wheeling. We do have some stronger winds approaching you guys over there near Coleraine in Wheeling. I do want folks in Wheeling to continue to seek shelter from this storm. As of right now, we do have a camera view out in this area. Let me just make sure we're on our most recent frame in the Wheeling area. Oh, yeah, look at that. Dark clouds are starting to show up here in the Wheeling area. And again, this part of the storm is still warned for those 80-mile-per-hour winds. We'll see if it still has that. As far as I've been able to tell on radar, at least, it looks like those winds should be weaker than 80 miles per hour. But we'll see. The best way to tell is to get a look at the storm here live as it comes through the Wheeling, West Virginia area, and then compare that to the radar. If there's a little bit of a difference, then we'll know how to adjust our wording with different parts of the storm. Thank you, Jason. That's your bridge right by your house. That cam is facing from West Virginia to Ohio. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's facing towards the storm, so should be able to see it come in. You can see on our radar here, there's Wheeling, West Virginia. Right there, there's our line of storms, and you can see that as well from this camera view. So we're pretty much right there on the storm. It's about to come in the area, and it's going to come in quick. Again, this storm is moving off to the east at 75 miles per hour, and it's not slowing down. Not slowing down. So if you live over there near Wheeling, Wellsburg, Weirton, Steubenville, East Liverpool, it really doesn't matter if you're in a tornado warning or in this 80-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning. You're just going to want to be in your safe spots. These winds are pretty strong. Hopefully, we'll be able to confirm, though, that some of the winds further down to the south are a little bit weaker. It's moving, yeah, it's moving quick. Moving very quick. So it should be here any moment. I would say like 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll make sure I come back over here. It doesn't seem like we're going to catch our shelf cloud out of this storm, or maybe it's embedded back in there. I'm not seeing a shelf cloud, but the main thing that I'm concerned about is just how strong these winds are, which we will be able to tell as it comes in. So we'll come back to that camera, I promise, as soon as it's close. And we also have another camera back over here in Pennsylvania as well. Just outside of the Pittsburgh area. This is, you see Weirton is right there. And this camera is going to be helping us see what the view is looking like here in Pennsylvania, too. So this will probably be the stronger portion of the storm, if I'm not, if I'm being honest. And so this is kind of the more interesting view, if you ask me. But regardless, we need to figure out what's happening on all of the line of storms as it comes through the area. Yeah, latest scan has come in here. It looks like our winds are still pretty darn strong here within this main corridor. And it looks like we just got an update here on our severe thunderstorm warning. Still 80-mile-per-hour winds, so they have not dropped that wording at all yet for this storm. Still 80-mile-per-hour winds. Let's kind of look around. I do want to check back in with these storms over here into Illinois. Yeah, it looks like some winds are about to move into the Bone Gap and Belmont area. Mount Carmel after that. Still 60-mile-per-hour winds. Same over there near New Harmony, there in Indiana. North of that and east of that near Bloomfield, Indiana. We're south of Bloomington. Still have these storms ongoing with that penny-sized hail. Off to the west, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Still moving towards the Bloomfield area. It's kind of a slow-moving storm. I know we've been saying this for a while, but the storm is coming. Make sure you guys are continuing to seek shelter from those. And then back over here near Flemingsburg and Ewing, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you guys as well. Back over here in Texas and Oklahoma, look at this. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm over here near Maud, Konawa, Bowlegs, Lima, and Weowoka. That is moving off to the east. No strong rotation yet on this area, but still decent rotation. I mean, not decent rotation. Decent winds heading off towards Weowoka. So still be indoors and away from windows. Back over here near Lubbock, we're watching these storms still for that tornado potential, and we actually have a decent area of some broad circulation on this storm near Post, Texas. We've got a little bit of an appendage hanging down here, a little bit of an inflow starting to push into that storm, and that's going to be a storm that eventually could be producing tornadoes later on today. So if you live anywhere around Post and over there near Spur, Texas, you guys do need to be keeping your eye on that storm. And then back over here near McCamey, still have a little area of rotation here. Still wouldn't overly surprise me if this storm was still trying to produce a tornado. Could also be some hail contamination. Kind of hard to tell which one it is, but still some pretty large hail of 2-inch, or not 2-inch hail anymore, golf ball sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds. So they have downgraded this warning a little bit since the last time we came in here. Let's come back over to here. Yeah, it looks like our camera is getting even closer to our storm. So let's make sure we refresh this. All right, looks like that main shelf cloud is past Wheeling. We are starting to get rain, but again, the wind shouldn't pick up until we get really close to this, or like kind of in the core of the storm. Not quite there just yet. Let's come back over, check back in with this camera. Yeah, still nothing yet on this camera. It does seem like the winds are increasing a little bit. Let's come back over here, check in on our high definition terminal radar here, and check for areas of stronger rotation. Yeah, not really seeing anything really stick out to me from that radar. Let's check this one. Yeah, maybe a little bit of rotation just to the west of Steubenville. If you live in Steubenville, you do have a little area of rotation. We're monitoring that for an actual tornado. Again, all that's going to really do is add a little bit of wind to the kind of storm that we already have. Okay, so again, we're not really talking about any different wording than what we have for these severe thunderstorm warnings to the north or to the south of this storm. It's the same thing for everybody. It's just saying, hey, a tornado could happen nearby you, maybe adding 20 to 30-mile-per-hour winds to your already 80-mile-per-hour winds. So just make sure you're in your safe spots regardless. Man, really strong wind apparently here south of Steubenville. I mean, we're pretty darn close to our radar. This could be an accurate measurement here of around 100 mile-per-hour winds here south of Steubenville. Watch out there in Coketown. That is a very strong area of wind being indicated on radar. Very strong area of wind. That is, 100-mile-per-hour winds. If that's really happening near the surface, that's a big problem. That's going to be very damaging. All right, we do have a view of something here. I'm not sure if this, it's this camera. Not sure if their location is accurate. This is near Jayton, Ohio. Probably north of where the storm is. Where's Jayton? But they got a view of something. A little shelf cloud. Look at that. Pretty strong storm there. And this is Storm Intermedia. They're in Texas. Still trying to catch up to those storms as well. That is the latest. Let's go do a little update here for New York. We haven't talked about New York in a while. Back over here near New York, we are still watching out for a tornado threat up here. Also, severe thunderstorm warning Uh, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds there. And then back over here, 1-inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds now for Clyde, Rose, Conquest, Era, Fulton, New York. Back over here south of Rochester, we're still watching these storms. There was a little bit of rotation on one of these guys earlier, but they have since allowed, that rotation has since kind of died off. But we still do have, a couple pockets here. Looks like they're going to allow this one to expire there near Farmington. This one over here, 60-mile-per-hour winds getting very close to Avon. Back over here in Pennsylvania, where we have some storms developing near Oil City, Cranberry, and Grove City. We do have an area here of 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, do we know if that view is out of Texas or out of Ohio from Pennsylvania storm trackers? We know. Is the storm in Ohio, south of Youngstown? It's rainy, but it's really about it. This one back over here. And the storm is exiting out of Ohio. It's actually coming pretty darn close to where our camera is located back over here north of Burgettsville. And that is this one right here. Let's go update it and see what it's looking like. We should get as long as the power doesn't go out, should get a really good view of just how strong the winds are and the worst part of our storm here. Okay, so we're getting reports that in Weirton, West Virginia, whole neighborhood power just went out and it's pouring. Okay. Also looks like something's pulling up into Wheeling as well. Let me update our camera here. Might be getting our first look at what this storm is capable in Wheeling. Uh-oh. Power is out for that camera. Okay. Looks like Wheeling is losing power here in West Virginia. Oh, yeah. Pretty strong winds. Camera shaking quite a bit here in West Virginia. It's probably not even as strong as it will be, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. It looks like those strong winds are surging into the Wheeling area. So make sure you guys are indoors and away from those windows and in your safe spots in Wheeling. The winds seem to be strong enough to knock out that power. Yeah, latest scan, the storm is still surging off to the east. Looks like the strongest winds are in Weirton, just past Steubenville, and we got a lot of little areas here, a lot of little areas of indicated rotation along the leading edge. Again, those quick QLCS tornadoes are certainly going to be possible as this continues to surge off to the east here. I'm not seeing any debris balls, but again, don't wait for me to try to catch something on this radar. Very well,
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Very well, might not be able to see that. New tornado warning has been issued. Wow, all the way down here into parts of Texas with this storm south of McCamey. Looks like they finally decided to warn this storm. Tornado warning radar indicated.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
That is pushing off towards 1901. You guys need to be in your safe spots there. Again, this is a tornado warning radar indicated rotation. Decent area of rotation it exists with this storm, and that could be producing a tornado right now, actually. We just don't really have confirmation of it, but that rotation is pretty darn strong there south of McCamey, heading towards Bakersfield, Texas. All right, let's come back over here. We just had a new PDS severe thunderstorm warning issued, and looks like that's been pushed off to the east into Pittsburgh, McCandless, Moon Township, Cecil, Cannonsburg, Monroeville, Penn Hill, New Kissington, Vandergrift, South Bend, Kittanning, Cranberry Township, Butler, Slippery Road, all need to be in their safe spots as this line of storms approaches. All right, let's come back over here. We should be getting our first look here pretty soon on this storm. Our camera is located just to the east of Burnett's. What is that? Burgettstown. So, yeah, still a little bit away from it, but you can kind of see the storm off in the distance as it approaches the Pittsburgh area. QLCS just means really quick spin ups are possible spin ups that are so fast that we're probably not going to be able to catch all of them on radar. So it's just best if you're in that tornado warning to just continue to seek shelter. All right, be careful, Rachel. It looks like winds are already increasing out in front of that area. There's Burgettstown. There's Langloth, Cross Creek, Jefferson. Our camera is located right here, south of Robinson. And over here near Harshaville in Midland, also still need to be in their safe spots. You guys are next in line for this storm. And again, we are still seeing those strong winds of up to 80 miles per hour here near Frankfort Springs. Another one indication over there just to the west of Harshaville. So this still is a dangerous storm at the moment. It has not quit just yet. So continue to be in your safe spots, really anywhere inside this yellow polygon or this yellow polygon. Not really sure if we're going to get those 80-mile-per-hour winds up there near Slippery Rock, but it's possible technically. Tennis ball southeast of Lubbock. Let me check in on that. Yep, tennis ball size tail with this storm east of Post, Texas. And also a little bit of rotation developing with this storm now. Let me see if that's, that's going away. That's going towards, some rotation is developing with this storm. That could get tornado warned here, in the next 20 to 30 minutes as well. Respect the polygon. Absolutely. Power flickering. Yeah, I'd be into your safe spots, to be honest. Power is glitching out. Yeah. A lot of folks are going to be having problems keeping their power going out here because again, those 80-mile-per-hour winds, they're gonna knock out a lot of power. It's not going to be just pretty isolated. When you start to get 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds, you start getting widespread power outages. And look at this, out of Ohio, 72,000 people have lost power because of that storm, and that is now about to move into the Pennsylvania area. I would not be surprised if in Pittsburgh we see upwards to 100,000 plus power outages as this moves into the Pittsburgh area. So please be in your safe spots. Trees are going to be falling down. Power lines are going to be falling down, and you don't want them to hit you. So you want to be in your safe spots in the most interior room of your house, with as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible. We just got an update here on our tornado warning. Looks like they're going to be allowing it to expire, but that still doesn't change our wording. Still continue to be in your safe spots as this storm approaches. Let's come back over to our camera view. This should be getting closer and closer to the camera. Yeah, you can see that dark mass approaching. That is our storm. Yeah, flying debris is going to be a problem with these 80-mile-per-hour winds too. So if you're close to those doors, even if it's not a tree, you can get like a piece of wood fly through there at pretty high speed. Power went out immediately as it hit in Salinesville. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's on the left side. So we're about to see what this storm is all about. This is moving at 75 miles an hour. Our camera is located right here on this blue dot, right in the thick of the strongest winds there south of Robinson. You make this just a little bit bigger. Actually, I think I can just use a bigger size pen. Go. Not to that. Not to that. There we go. There's where our camera is located. Right there. As the storm approaches, man, the storm's not even there yet. The winds are already starting to blow pretty hard there. Just passed right over you. Yeah, just continue to be in your safe spots. Wait until those winds start to die down, and then you can come out. Just continue to be in your safe spots. Again, the next folks in line here is West Mayfield, Beaver Falls, Pulaski, Beaver Township, Alquippa, Moon Township, Ambridge, McDonald, Cannonsburg, McGovern. That's going to be in about 10 to 20 minutes. But back over here near Buffalo, Cross Creek, Burgettstown, that is our main area of concern here for immediate impacts. Wow, look at that. Just in a matter of one scan, this thing surged so fat or like a lot to the east. This storm is still moving pretty darn fast. From scan to scan, it's jumping quite a bit. So this storm's probably still trucking at close to that 75 mile per hour off to the east. Yeah, apparently there's consideration on extending this tornado warning, but I mean, they just allowed this one to expire. So that'd be interesting if they do extend that tornado warning into Pittsburgh. They just might do it, mainly due to the fact that it's a pretty populated area, but I mean the wording doesn't change that much. I mean, hopefully, folks are already in their safe spots here in McCandless, Pittsburgh, Munhall, and McKeesport because of these damaging winds. You can ask anybody in chat, that's already experienced this storm, and they'll tell you. Probably don't want to be outside, and you probably want to be in your safe spots for this storm. Power goes out almost immediately, meaning the winds are strong enough to knock over those power poles, and if they can knock over those power poles, they're going to be able to knock over trees. All right. Got to make sure we keep on making sure that this camera is up. Winds are about to blow into the camera. I mean, it should be, what's going to happen is it's going to go from looking like this to a wall of rain and a ton of wind really fast. Oh, no. We might have already lost our camera. Yeah, it looks like the power went out. What about this camera? Is it still up? Okay, this camera is still up. Okay, the power's going out almost immediately before the line of storms even gets there, which is never a good sign. This camera is a little bit further to the south, right here in this area, still in the path of some pretty strong winds here. So yeah, you see, as soon as that red touched that camera died. Let me just check to make sure. I do want to check really quick to make sure it didn't come back up. That camera is gone. Okay. Wow. Okay, those must be pretty strong winds. And that camera's gone. Are you kidding me? Oh, is it back? Oh, the power's flickering there, and now it's gone. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a view of this storm. Not sure. These winds might be just too strong. Maybe check like up here. Okay, this camera is still intact. This is over here, a little bit further north of that. That'd be like, this is like near Moon Township. What about this camera again? It's near Moon Township, still close to a strong portion of this line. Let me move our dot here. So our camera is now located up over here. Will the camera survive and allow us to see what this storm is made of? We shall see. I'm trying my best. These cameras are going out quick. Usually we can see a little bit of a view inside of this thing, but this thing definitely has some pretty strong winds inside of it. And these cameras, at least the power grid that's connected to a lot of these cameras, is failing pretty fast. So it might just be the power grid's not really great here. All right. Okay, starting to rain. Looks like the camera went down. Oh, nope. Still got it. Camera's still up. Okay, here comes the strong winds. Now, it should look like all heck breaks loose. That's what we're looking for. So we're not quite there yet. This is still just the leading edge of the storm. Okay, wind's picking up a little bit more. Come on, camera, hang in there. Where is this camera? This camera is right next to Moon Township in Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. See, the stronger winds are pushing into this camera's area right now. Once it gets into the core of that storm, that's when, oh yeah, there it is. They just had a big wind gust there. Oh, let me make sure. Get this back up. No! My goodness. I lost the camera. Are there any cameras surviving inside of this storm right now? Nope. What about this one? Nope. Dang, this thing is just knocking out the power too good here. Yep. All those cameras are down. Did these cameras ever come back up? Nope. What about this one? This one's still up. It hasn't been hit by the winds yet. But again, the folks that need to be in their safe spot still is Washington, McGovern, Cannonsburg, Cecil, McDonald, Oakdale, Moon Township, Alquippa, Center Township, Rochester, Beaver Falls, and Maysville. You guys are pretty much in the immediate path of the most damaging winds here. And eventually this is going to be moving into the Pittsburgh area. It can only take so much. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You can actually see the wall of rain starting to move in here. Come on, hang in there, camera. We literally saw the first gust of the storm and then the camera died. But that first gust was pretty darn strong, and that's probably why the camera lost power. Yeah, you can see on the right side how those trees are disappearing over there. That is because of the wall of rain that's coming in. This is just to the south and west of Moon Township. Come on. Tell me you're still alive. Yes. Okay, there it is. Here's our wind. It's strong. I don't think this is the peak yet. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, those are strong winds. Really strong winds inside of this storm. Why? Wow. Yeah, look at that. Going across the... Oh, dang. Yeah, we lost it. We lost the camera. My goodness. That is crazy. All right, let's keep on trying to find them. We'll find one that survives the whole storm eventually. About back over here. All right, this one's still working. Right, we'll take this off here. Again, the winds are about to push into the downtown Pittsburgh area. We are slowly moving our cameras to the east to try to give you guys an understanding of just how strong the winds are. But yeah, you can see that they're basically taking out every single camera that we got. But eventually, we will find one. I'm thinking as we get closer and closer into the downtown Pittsburgh area, where we should have, better power poles and all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking we should be able to get, a camera that lasts all the way through the storm. But you could see there, right before the camera went down, those winds were absolutely going. So this is a very strong storm right now, pushing into the Pittsburgh, Moon Township, McCandles. Still want you guys to be in your safe spots here with this 80-mile-per-hour wind storm. Yeah, the storm is on the left. It's coming. It's really close to this. This is near Township. I think it's kind of near some river out here. You see exactly where that is. I mean, it's pretty darn close to where those cameras were. So the rain and wind should be pushing in here any moment. And these people are completely oblivious to the approaching storm. They're driving. They must see it, surely. I mean, y'all have been through this before, unfortunately, in the Pittsburgh area. The top left, yeah, that's the base of the storm. But I have a feeling it's just going to be kind of like this. Then all of a sudden, that wind and rain is going to really rush in here, and it's going to be like night and day. They're taking out the eyes that they kind of are, man. The storm is too strong for the cameras here in this area, and that should give you a better understanding of what you're dealing with here in the Pittsburgh area. Again, we're talking about Cecil, next in line, downtown Pittsburgh, Ross Township, McCandles, Cranberry Township. all next in line for these 80-mile-per-hour winds, and they are still strong. Still strong as of our latest indications. All right, here comes that rain. Come on, camera, hang in there. All right, here comes the wind a little bit, but it's once the visibility really drops is when that wind is really going to pick up. Yeah, wind is already strong. Look at those trees moving on the right side. Hang in there, camera. Oh, a little bit of debris fell out of the sky there. Here they come. Oh, come on. Not quite there yet, but the winds are coming. Another little piece of debris. It looks like this wind is lofting and picking up a lot of leaves. Oh wow, 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 wow. Those are some strong wind gusts that just came through there. That went across the camera frame really fast. That wind, and you see it just on the leading edge of that rain. It's moving across the camera really quickly there. We're still not in the core of the storm. Okay, now it's really starting to pick up. Look at that light pole on the bottom right. And we lost the camera. Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. This thing is knocking out power everywhere. Yep. All these cameras in this area are now out. All right, now we're going to come down into downtown Pittsburgh. And hope that our cameras can last. Pretty close here to downtown Pittsburgh. Be a little bit longer. So let's do it just like a quick little update for everybody. So here's the storm coming into McCandles, Pittsburgh, Munhall, and McKeesport. We've got some severe thunderstorm warnings still happening over here now near Syracuse, Van Buren, and Shropat. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds near Owasso. Also back over here near Indiana, we still have some severe weather ongoing. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail. Further up to the north, heading into Vincennes, Wheatland, and Monroe City, Petersburg here in Indiana. Still have this storm south of Bloomington moving up to the north. Back over into Texas, we still have this tornado warning ongoing. Looks like rotation is a little bit weaker, so that's probably going to be allowed to expire. Then back over here near Paris, Texas, we have some strong storms, tennis ball sized hail, and strong rotation over here. That needs a tornado warning. That needs a tornado warning stat. That is a strong area of rotation here right next to 84. That's about to drop a large tornado there south of Post, Texas. Let's come back over to here towards Pittsburgh. Let's come back to this view. Will this camera survive with a little bit better infrastructure? No. Okay, it immediately went out. Great. What about this one? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're losing power everywhere, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Looks like almost all of Pittsburgh has lost power. About here. Oh. Here. Nope. Here. Come on, Shirley. Oh my goodness. You have no cameras. They're all dying. Oh my goodness. And it's almost like the entire Pittsburgh area. It's ludicrous. Oh. I don't think we're going to be able to find anything. I think almost all of Pittsburgh has lost power here. And like further north. No. Wow. Way up here, maybe? Near Cranberry? This camera up here is working, but I really want to try to find one in the Pittsburgh area. But I don't think we're going to be able to be honest. Jeez. Wow. How about this one? Nope. Here? My goodness. Wow, these are like not even near where the storm is right now. Wow, we've just had a pretty widespread power outage here in the Pittsburgh area, it seems like. All the camera feeds are going down, man. I don't think we have much left. Because there's Pittsburgh. This up here is near Cranberry Township. This is like the only other area I could think that could maybe still be viewing the storm here. Wow, that is something. Oh, this camera's still working. Not the best camera, but it's the only view we got. Probably won't last long, but it's the last thing we got. This is just to the east of Cranberry Township. Winds are coming into the downtown Pittsburgh area as we speak. It looks like y'all's power is already struggling. After Pittsburgh is going to be Lower Burnell, McKeesport, Plum, and Butler, Pennsylvania. It's like the rain starts and the cameras go down. My goodness. Storm is strong, man. Storm is strong. Like all the way back here, surely. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have to go all the way back over to like where is this? Stoverbrook. That's like yeah, it's over there near Springdale. We had to go all the way to Springdale to find cameras that are working. All right, we'll be back over there when the storm gets there, but yeah, you can see here by our radar. I mean, we're just 80, 70, 80 miles per hour all the way across the board here coming into the Pittsburgh area. So widespread power outages all the way across the board, most likely here in the Pittsburgh area. Let me update our power outages. Only 5,000 people without power in Pennsylvania, but we still haven't gotten any of our most recent updates. It's usually about 30 minutes behind. All right, new update on our severe thunderstorm warning still for 80 miles per hour heading towards Etna. Oakmont, Springdale also need to be in their safe spots here as the storm approaches Greensburg, McKeesport. I do want to check back in over here with that area of rotation. I'm surprised they haven't warned it yet. Oh, well, it did die off, I guess. Yeah, it did die off pretty quickly there. Interesting. And that really wrapped up for a second, and then it just kind of died. I mean, there still is a little something there, but it's gone. This back over here now has pretty decent rotation and broad circulation, and this storm is kind of in a better environment here all by itself. If that tries to produce, it'll try to produce for a while. I'm surprised they didn't warn that storm, though. I mean, that rotation was pretty tight. Yeah, our camera location now is back over here just to the west of Pittsburgh. Over here near the Springdale area. And I'm hoping because we're like close to like this much needed area, a toll road, that maybe the power system is a little bit better since it's near like a government type thing where they need money. So that's my hopes. That's the strategy. Even the storms avoid tolls. Imagine. Still waiting on our latest scan to come in here. This thing should be pretty close to our camera. It's not very far away, and it's moving real quick, so it won't take long before that storm gets here. What do y'all think? Over under on on this storm or this camera surviving the storm? Will we actually get a real view of what this thing is like? I say it's like a 2% chance that this camera survives. But I mean, it's near a government building. You know, they need tolls. They need to collect their toll money. So you would think like their energy infrastructure is really good right here in this area. But is it better than actually Pittsburgh itself? I don't know. No chance. Probably not. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like the main core of the winds is still in the Pittsburgh area. That leading edge of the line here is right in this area. The latest reflectivity scans haven't, or the velocity scans have not come in. But I mean, we probably got one more scan, and then the storm is right here where our camera is. So probably T minus 2 to 3 minutes before this storm impacts this camera. You can see people are going through the toll booth here, paying their tolls, not knowing that they're. I wonder how many people are gonna like try to like hide inside the toll booth. There's no tornado right now. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't even think we have any tornado warnings left. Yeah, no tornado warnings right now anywhere across the country. Strongest storm that we got ongoing right now is this one with some 80-mile-per-hour winds. Here now just to the in eastern Pittsburgh. Hampton, Pennsylvania reporting 81-mile-per-hour winds. That does not surprise me. Not surprise me at all. This storm is strong enough to pretty much knock out power throughout this entire region, it seems, at least according to our traffic cams. Not sure if that's going to show up on our power outage map. It should, but it usually takes like 20 or 30 minutes for that data to get in. All right, next scan, this storm is going to be knocking on this area's door here. Winds are along this entire area near McKeesport, Penn Hills, Monroeville, New Kensington, over there near Butler. It's going to be there pretty shortly. This entire area, they see this Boeing segment here is going to be coming, with those 80-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, there's our latest scan. Storm is seconds to about a minute away from our camera now. Man, look at this little hook out over here near Edgewood. Does that have rotation? There's no debris in that area, I don't think. Might be something. There might be like a little brief tornado there. No, not lining up. I think our tornado would form near Wilkesburg if one did form. Yeah. There is a little area of rotation there near Edgewood and Swissville, near Monroeville as well. Watch out in that area. That might try to spin up and do something there. All right. Any minute now. Wind and rain should be pulling in. So, will the camera survive? We're about to find out. We haven't really been able to get one good view on this storm right now. We have looked at maybe 4 or 5 different cameras, and the best view that we got was like just west of Pittsburgh. We saw like maybe like a second or two of the max wind gust before the camera died. Wouldn't be surprised if a tornado warning was issued for that hook, by the way. This one over here near Swissville, Vale, and Penn Hills. You live like over here near like Monroeville, Penn Hills, Plum, and be in your safe spots there. Mainly for the winds, but also for the potential for a tornado. Oh,
A new
yep, there it is.
tornado warning has been issued.
Tornado warning has been issued for Monroeville, Pitcairn, Penn Hills, Export, Delmont, and Slickville. You guys need to be in your safe spots there. I do want to check. Do we have any cameras down there? functionable or functioning cameras. I think so. Okay. No functioning cameras there. All right. Storm is coming through this area. Camera is still alive. Let's see what we see. If they still got 80-mile-per-hour winds, it's gonna look like all heck breaks loose. Oh yeah, very strong winds. Oh my goodness. Oh, that camera's shaking a lot. Wow. Okay, these winds are still really strong. Holy moly. And you can see those little wind bands in there are really moving. Power's not out yet. My theory about the toll booth is proving correct so far. Holy moly, man. Yeah, very strong winds here. And we're still not really into the core of this storm yet. Still have some visibility. Wow. I'm surprised none of the cars are stopping underneath that pavilion there. Again, these are those 80-mile-per-hour winds. Moving in. Camera's still alive. I told you guys they would prioritize these freaking toll booths. They need their money. Every single camera has gone down. Let's check our latest here in our tornado warning here in Pennsylvania. And still no debris signature yet on this storm, but it's now north of Monroeville, heading south of Plum towards Delmont. Wow, that was really fast hitting. Storm's done. I mean, it's not done, but that main core of the winds is past the camera. Yeah, it's intense winds and quick winds. Yeah, you see all these other cameras are down around it, and it's just this one that's up. Yeah, the toll booth.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
I knew it. All right, let's come back over to here. All right, latest scans over here. Still getting some strong winds heading into Monroeville. Export Delmont there with that tornado warning. Be in your safe spots. Back over here near New Kensington. You guys just saw those winds for yourself. They are very strong winds pushing into Saxonburg, Clinton, Harrison Township, and Vandergrift. After that, please continue to be in your safe spots. And we just got an increase here of the distance for our PDS severe thunderstorm warning here. And that's going to be for Blairsville, White, South Bend, Kittanning, Toby, Parker, Rimmersburg, Rain, Clymer, Indiana, Brush Valley, Black Lick, Blairsville, Punxsutawney, Limestone, Clarion, Brookville, Warsaw, and Brockway. Now all need to be in their safe spots and preparing for these 80-mile-per-hour winds to come through. Oh, wow. Look at this from Storm Runner Media. Whoa. Now that's a storm and a half.
It certainly is getting closer, guys. Certainly is getting closer.
This is down in Texas.
Oh, it wants you so bad in there, right there.
They just left. Did they say where they're going?
Did you guys decide to go punch through it, or?
An interesting storm. Definitely keep an eye on that view. Yeah, it looks like PA storm trackers are right there near that storm as well. Keep an eye on that bottom right and on the top right there. A new little update on our tornado warning. Still radar indicated rotation. This has still got very strong winds pushing off to the east. I mean, we haven't seen these wind amounts here kind of die down. I mean, we're almost dealing, with a storm with maybe some derecho potential if this continues like this for much longer. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, New Kensington's next in line there. Let's come back over here and check down in Texas. They're over here on this storm. Does have a little area of rotation there near 83. Back over here near Spur, Texas. Also some decent rotation on this guy as well. Wouldn't be overly surprised with the tornado warning for that near Spur, Texas. So watch out for there. Yeah, the storm chasers right now are on this storm near Jayton, north and east of Jayton, Texas. We'll be keeping our eye on that storm. You live in Pittsburgh and your power went out right before the storm winds hit. Yeah. I mean, that we saw the same thing. Saw the same exact thing with our cameras. We were watching the cameras, and then all of a sudden the power would go out before the storm even got there. So I think it's been I think just the way that it was coming into Pittsburgh was knocking out like the main source of power before it even got into the Pittsburgh, like downtown Pittsburgh area. Over here in the southern part of the severe thunderstorm warning, just a little heads up, 70-mile-per-hour winds possible for Waynesburg, Masontown, Uniontown, Legionnaire as well. Is it a derecho? I wouldn't say, I don't think we can classify it as that yet. No. I don't know. Look at this. We have had damage reports all the way from Dayton into Pittsburgh. It's pretty darn close to a derecho. A little bit of a skinny damage path, though. Not sure if they'll classify that, but that's almost a derecho there, not going to lie. All right, latest scan here with our storm and our tornado warning. Still have an area of circulation here north and west of Export, still heading towards Slickville. Slickville still needs to be in their safe spots there as the storm approaches. Let's come back over here towards New York, where we have a lot of little severe thunderstorms coming on or out over here. That's going to be over there near Sullivan and Oneida, New York next, and then back over here near Lewis, Leiden, Lyonsville, Vienna, and Lee. We're still dealing with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading y'all's way, with Amboy currently in the thick of it back there, south and east of Oswego, New York. Also a little bit of a severe thunderstorm warning over here near Great Valley, Olean, and Hinesdale here in New York. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail up there. Back up a little bit further north of our main threat, we do have these storms ongoing near Cranberry, Rockland with 60-mile-per-hour wind potential up there. We also just got an update on our severe thunderstorm warning. They're allowing this one for Pittsburgh to expire here shortly. Back over here in Indiana, we still have a complex of thunderstorms happening over here. Still wouldn't rule out a brief tornado threat with some of these guys as they kind of form along this boundary. Lots of thunder and lightning, with our main severe threat being this little Boeing segment here near Washington heading towards Odon and Logoti there. And that has 60-mile-per-hour winds inside of it. And then back over into Oklahoma, we still have this little guy over near Holdenville. That has some damaging winds and some hail potential of up to $half sized hail and into Holdenville and Wetumpka. And then back over here near Lubbock, have this storm just got upgraded, appears, to ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'm not seeing a whole lot of strong rotation inside of this. And if you look at some of our storm chaser views, you can see that this storm not superly organized there near the base, but still worth watching. If these storms can latch onto the boundary out here and kind of tap into the SRH that's forecasted out in this area, something could definitely happen with some of these storms. So still want the folks out here in Texas to be respecting these storms as they come through. Coming back over here to Spur, Texas. got like this really weird area of rotation. I think we're getting a little bit of side lobe contamination with this storm. Not sure if that's legitimate. Not sure how legitimate this area is. Maybe a little bit of broad circulation there, but still keeping an eye on that. We're definitely getting some sort of side lobe contamination with that storm. And then back in over here near McCamey, we still have some severe weather going on out here. Looks like the hail threat has dropped down significantly since the last time we checked in on this storm with some 1.25 inch hail, or that $half sized hail there near McCamey, Texas. And that is the latest on all of our severe thunderstorm warnings across the United States. So continue to be hanging out, hanging out in your basement, or if you're over here in Pennsylvania, or just hanging out, indoors away from windows. If you live anywhere else, what's happened so far? We've had a couple of tornado warnings here in the Pennsylvania, West Virginia area, and then now another one back over here north of Delmont. There's our area of rotation at this moment, kind of wrapping around just like that. Not a whole lot of rotation with this. They might let this tornado warning expire. We'll see. If they do extend it, it's going to be for white here in Pennsylvania. Let's go see if we have oh wow, there's our first update out from the Pennsylvania area. We now have 83,000 people without power in Pennsylvania, but I think that's going to increase. We're probably going to be over 200,000 with people without power by the time all this data comes in. Have no power in PA. Yeah. Pretty much everybody, probably from East Liverpool to Weirton to Wheeling, over here where these storms are happening now, and in between, probably don't really have much power right now. It does kind of seem like this storm is looking a little bit more scraggly, though. Fortunately, we don't really have any closer radars, but I mean, the closest radar that we have is still not that far away from the storm, and we're still seeing some isolated spots of around 80 miles per hour here on the southern side of our storm. I think we're going to have to go to a safe zone in Ebensburg. Potentially. Yeah, I mean, if this storm can keep strength. Usually these 80 mile per hour windstorms don't last this long, but I mean, this is kind of a unique event here. You got cool footage in Leechburg. Send it in to me on Twitter. Link is in the description. You also got no power, but got tea just in time for your emergency response plan. There you go. Weather station was clocking 42 miles per hour when you lost power. Really? Wow. All right. Looks like the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. So everybody can come out of nobody can come out of their safe spots yet, to be honest. Next in line, though, for this line of storms is going to be Katanning, South Bend, White, and Latrobe. Also over here near Rimmersburg and Toby and Parker. You guys are going to be next in line for the storm. It does look like, though, at the very least, our northern part of the storm, like near Parker, Toby, Rimmersburg, and also maybe just north of Katanning, it's probably sitting at around 70 miles per hour, with our strongest portion of our line still directly in this area here, pushing off to the east. So I'm really concerned about South Bend, White, and Latrobe still. News reporting trees down and blocking PA Turnpike. Yeah. Let's see if we have any reports here out of Pittsburgh of some power down or of some damage reports. Yeah, trees down on a house, unfortunately. They're near Allegheny in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. South of Moon Township, trees down. being reported there. Center Township, trees down south or just east of East Liverpool, trees down along Route 168. We had a wind report, 71 miles per hour there near Carnet Moon, Pennsylvania. And that's the latest, but more will come in as we go throughout the day. Yeah, PDS severe thunderstorm warning. Yep, right here near Katanning, Vandergrift, and White. How will I be? You're beside the severe thunderstorm watch to the right, just a little in West Virginia. In West Virginia, like further down to the south, we haven't really seen too strong of winds right now. Eventually, you know, we are getting like 60-mile-per-hour winds down here, but this part of the line is definitely the weaker portion of the line, and that it should stay like that. I don't really see this part of the line being able to bow out too much, but maybe it will. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, I mean, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust seems to be like the best bet here on our southern portion of the line here for West Virginia. But over here in Pennsylvania, this is definitely our most dangerous portion of the line, with still a semi-dangerous and, you know, still worthwhile, you know, being in the lowest portion of your house in your most interior room here near Masontown and Uniontown. Is this storm going to come all the way across Pennsylvania easterly? I'm near Allentown. Yeah, I mean, it should continue for a while with the severe weather threat. Now, will it continue to have those 80-mile-per-hour winds? Not exactly sure. You know, these storms kind of have a mind of their own, and, you know, they just kind of do what they want. So we're not going to really know exactly for sure until, you know, it gets there. But let me see where Allentown is. Maybe it's a little bit closer than I'm thinking. No, you're all the way over there. I do think, you know, some severe weather could maybe make it to you, but it looks like you're in a general thunderstorm risk out there. I think Wisconsin will get some thunderstorms after this. Probably not. You guys are kind of in that drier air left behind from the day before. 100-mile-per-hour winds outside Makeville, Pennsylvania. Where are you getting that report from? Yeah, another damage report has come in to the east of McCandles. Trees down on Pennsylvania Turnpike, MP 43.8, blocking lanes of traffic. So traffic in Russelltown, Pennsylvania is blocked by some trees down. I think that secondary line will be subsevere once it gets northeast Ohio later. Oh, this back here, most likely, yeah. I mean, because this storm back over here has absolutely scraped over the environment. Let me see what our hourly out. I mean, there's like a big old divot here in central Ohio of really not a whole lot of instability. So yeah, storms will struggle here, but at least for the remainder over here into eastern Indiana, southeastern Indiana, there will still definitely be a chance for some severe weather still. Little update over here on this severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour winds near Lagudi heading towards Shoal next. We have widespread thunderstorm activity in like Kentucky, kind of near like the Glasgow, Hodgenville, Springfield, Lawrenceburg areas there. But yeah, storms are really going to struggle to be severe in Ohio. We got a surface capping inversion there, and also some not so friendly thermodynamics. Are they in a hail core?
Yeah, you got them ping pong balls in free throw?
We're about to find out.
I think storm winter meter might have lost their windshield.
The outside is 1.5.
Let me find where it happened. Oh, man.
Windshield gone, windshield gone.
And there's some pretty big hail inside of that storm, that DL. Yeah, look at that. Big old crack on their windshield there. I had to go back and show you guys that what happened there live. That is this storm in Texas. Back over here near Lubbock. They're inside of this storm here. Let's see if we've got an upgrade. Yeah, I mean, that hail's got to be bigger than ping pong ball sized hail. Also, some rotation right in that region that might be associated with our mesocyclone. Yeah, I mean, that's rotating pretty decently there north of I-83. Does seem to be a little bit side lobed. Yeah, we got a lot of side lobe contamination happening with these storms, so it's going to be pretty hard to determine just how strong some of those rotations are at this moment. All right, let's come back over here, check in on our severe thunderstorm warning. Still warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds. Looks like next in line is going to be Clarion, Limestone, Indiana, Brush Valley, Black Lake, Blairsville, and Latrobe, probably in about 20 minutes. Pagey Tornado is actually out in front of the storm that Storm Runner Media is stuck in with that hail. So let's come over here and check out what she's got going on.
Wow, that lightning was right there.
There's that mesocyclone. It does
Like,
have a little bit of
literally right
rotation in it.
Like, did you see that? Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Another big old lightning bolt. Welcome in, Chessie System. Welcome. Just lost another windshield. No. Are they still in some big hail? Oh no, yeah. Yeah, we just went back over what happened to them just a moment ago. Yeah, they lost that front windshield pretty quickly.
So am I. God damn it. I mean, I gotta get a new windshield anyway, so I guess whatever. But my stream can still kind of see. I don't want to completely ruin that, especially since I can't even move.
Language, mister. You can search them on there, but yeah, I can drop some links. This is Pagey's link that you requested in the chat. All right, latest scan of this storm, as far as we can tell, still some pretty darn strong winds inside of this guy right now. Check along the leading edge here. Not seeing any dangerous areas of rotation. Couple areas pushing 80, but it looks like we're, yeah, still got a couple of isolated areas here in and along this the leading edge of this storm of those 80-mile-per-hour winds. So they're probably going to keep this 80-mile-per-hour wind warning going for a little bit longer. Oh well, they did downgrade the warning out in front of it to 70 miles per hour, and they just reissued this. Yeah, it's still 80-mile-per-hour winds on this storm. So it looks like they're just hoping that by the time it gets to Sandy, North Cambria, and Evansburg, and Johnstown, that this is a little bit weaker. Further down to the south, 70-mile-per-hour winds are still in approach here towards Uniontown and Legionnaire, Pennsylvania as well. Do a little bit of a update over here. Back over near Vienna, Lee. Here in New York, so 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you. Stockbridge, got a little storm coming your way, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Near Pompeii, maybe a severe storm over there as well. Watch out for that. Near Canandaigua, over here, penny-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible with some of these storms near Portage. One's near Richmond. Another one's coming towards Farmington there in New York. Also over here near Olean, it looks like you guys are getting your severe thunderstorm warned storm for penny-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. But we're starting to get some severe thunderstorm warnings on our storms in Kentucky. Watch out over there. Mount Eden, Southville, Harrisonville, Hemp Ridge, and Glensboro. Looks like we got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming y'all's way, so watch out. And then back over here near London, Kentucky, and Corbin, this one looks like it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Ping pong ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards the London, Kentucky area. Hope I'm having a good day. Yeah, I'm having an all right day. I'm getting tired, though. I'm feeling tired. Wish this severe weather would just go away, but we got like a whole nother long day tomorrow. Oh my gosh, look at storm winner's windshield. Jeez. Yeah, I would say they might have lost it. They might have to replace that. What do you guys think? Oh man, they got glass on the dash? Ouch. Yeah, that hail in Texas does not play around. Reporting from McCandless, Pennsylvania. No damage here, but friends have many trees down. Okay, thank you, L. Handy, for letting me know of that. Yeah, that's this storm right here that just took out their windshield. They're saying golf ball sized hail, but I'm guessing there's probably a couple instances of 2-inch hail inside of this storm here. And back over here near Jayton, we still got a lot of side lobe contamination happening with this storm. You can see right there, there's where all that rotation is. Our mesocyclone would be back over here. We actually do have a little area of rotation in there, so kind of hard to tell what these storms are doing at this moment due to all that contamination, but I wouldn't rule out some tornado warnings eventually for some of those guys. Back down over here, still dealing with these storms near I-10 east of Bakersfield as well. In the Indiana area, we have this storm now east of Odon with 60-mile-per-hour winds, heading towards Mount Olive and Silverville. How bad does it usually get in Texas? I mean, usually pretty bad. Usually pretty bad. It's kind of been a theme here for the last week or so. With some very dangerous severe weather in Texas. Wow, let me check in on that. Oh yeah, yeah. Power outages in Pennsylvania have now ticked up to 120,000 people without power here in Pennsylvania. We still got a lot of data to come in on these storms. I still don't think we're seeing the full picture here. We could get a view on this storm to see if that little area of rotation, just how legitimate that signal is. It appears to be kind of wrapping up a little bit. Wait for that latest velocity signal out of Texas there. All right, I'm going to go use the restroom really quick. Give me a little bit. Here, I got me a little pizza pick-me-up, too. Need me some pizza. Need me some food, even though it absolutely wrecked my stomach this morning. I never learned. I never learned. It'll be even worse tomorrow morning. My stomach is already growling
A
at
new
me. It's like, are you
PDS severe thunderstorm
serious?
warning has been issued.
The heck was that noise? A tornado warning just get issued? Yeah. What did that just say? I literally just got it through the thing. I only heard warning has been issued. PDS severe. Okay. That's probably one of the storms in Texas. What do you think? All small size hail, 2-inch hail. Either that or they're just continuing the other one. Yeah, baseball sized hail. Warning has been issued for this storm that wrecked severe thunder or storm intermedia's windshield. Baseball sized hail is coming pretty close to Benjamin in Knox City, Texas. And then we've got this storm back over here, but it has 2-inch hail inside of it as well. So watch out over there. The view from this storm here from afar is coming in from Pagey. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it's got quite the mesocyclone to it.
Where are we? Paducah?
Got 3
Ooh. I just got a destructive
I did
tag
too.
for baseballs. Oh my goodness.
These storms kind of seem a little elevated. Oh, I need to get some water. Be right back.
That big boy? Ooh. Oh my gosh, that was a big stone. That was real big. That's like this big.
Okay, good.
I'm good. Now, all that white stuff on the right side, that's all that baseball-sized hail with the storm right now.
Look at this structure. Is that the hail truck?
No, that's a work truck.
A work
I
truck?
don't think he knows what he's driving
Oh
into.
no!
Uh-oh.
Sorry, pal.
Okay.
Holy moly, look at this.
And the base doesn't look too cool.
Uh-oh. What was that
Uh-oh.
that just went rolling?
A can.
A beer can. Beer can sized hail.
Beer can-sized
Hold on, I'm
hail.
trying to get a-
Uh-oh.
View on this quasi-large stone here.
Oh, wow.
There it is. You see that
Look
on
at
my
that.
hand?
I do see that.
Wow.
Just maybe north a little bit.
Did it. Okay. Shall I put on my helmet and go grab that stone?
That's what you want to do.
That'd be ballsy.
I just want that one, okay?
That one.
Just that one. Here, get the
That's funny. They just want that one piece of hail. It's worth it. The bruises will feel better when the hail is in their hands. Yeah, still got some side lobe contamination happening on all these storms right now. Still kind of seems like this rotation back in here could be legitimate, but hard to tell. They haven't warned any of these storms, so maybe they're waiting for like some reports to come in. Does the pizza bother my stomach? Only about a couple hours later. It looks like this line of storms is losing. Really? She risked it for that? for that? And his balls to the face for that? I don't know about all that. I don't know if that was worth it. I don't know if that was worth it. All right, latest update over here in Pennsylvania. Punxsutawney, Rain, Climber are all still in the path of potentially for 80-mile-per-hour winds. I mean, they still haven't taken this warning down. Still pretty strong storm there. Still continue to be sheltered in place. And they might have just downgraded it, maybe? Never mind. Yeah, it looks like most of these storms are going to be big hailers for now. And then maybe this one might do something sneaky, but we got so much side lobe contamination, it's kind of hard to tell what these guys are doing. You see, like all of our different radars have different opinions on the storm due to that side lobe. Orange hail near Garrard. Oh my goodness. Softball sized hail now being reported with this storm north of Jayton. Watch out. Not many people that live out here, thankfully, but if you do live in this area, watch out. I mean, it doesn't mess with my stomach when I eat it. It's only like the next day when it processes. Olive Branch, Mississippi? Sure. What's going on over there? Olive Branch. A little special weather statement over here. A little storm. I wouldn't rule it out. Maybe some small hail inside of there and some damaging winds. A little bit of lightning. That should be about it. Papa John's. It's Marco's Pizza. Another view of the storm, kind of elevated from their perspective. Well, Northeast Arkansas. Not a whole lot going on there. Probably not a whole lot will happen, to be honest. There was a chance for something, but seems like that threat is to your north. Wow, look at all these little severe thunderstorm warnings over here in Kentucky, near Georgetown. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing too crazy. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Middleton, New Lebanon, and Centerville. And back over here, still warned for 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts about to come into Punxsutawney, there in Pennsylvania, and eventually Brookville. Got a 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds being reported on this storm now near Middleton and New Lebanon. Here in the Ohio Valley area, going to be coming into near Dayton. Storms are still finding some instability there somehow. There's a place called Ann Pizza. Marco's Pizza makes you vomit? What? And Punxsutawney? Oh. Oh, yeah. Hungry Howie's Pizza is good. Uh-oh. What's Paige doing? She in the hail core again? Oh, yep.
Okay.
These storm chasers never learn.
Are you ready?
Storm after storm, windshield after windshield. How do they financially recover from all this hail?
Oh my gosh.
And their windshield's barely surviving.
I smell trees. Except the rogue hitters.
Strong winds now.
Sorry, Fred, that was loud. We had to go sample it.
Too bad. Windshield survived. Now, so we still have DVD-sized hail on this storm over here near Spur, Texas. 4-inch hail or softball-sized hail in between softballs and DVD. Still an area of what appears to be rotation there, but we still haven't warned this storm. They must be getting reports that there's not much happening with this or something. Either that or a tornado warning's coming soon. One back over here is also upgraded now to 4-inch hail. That's going to be heading towards 82. Benjamin and Knox City. Watch out. That's some dangerous hail. As you have seen over and over here with our storm chasers. Wow, look at this beautiful view of a cracked windshield. Whoa. Their stream's looking like Ryan Scholl's stream from the other day. Well, you know, it's I mean, they drive close to the tornadoes, so they definitely have, you know, something about them that really likes to, you know, be on the edge. They're adrenaline junkies. All storm chasers are for the most part. Some of them are a little bit more scared of storms than others, but as you can see, these ones like to drive into large hail. Do hail spikes? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that storm, to be honest. It's had some pretty strong rotation for a while, but I'm assuming they're just getting a lot of reports from storm chasers that it's elevated. Probably looks something similar to this one. I mean, they're in the same environment. It's that back in there. That's just rain. I don't know. I mean, we definitely got a lot of contamination. We know that for a fact. Sometimes, you know, depending on the NWS in the area, sometimes they warn the contamination. Sometimes they don't. Like this, you can see definitely contamination. This over here could still be a legitimate rotation signal. Relatively broad there. Yeah, definitely would not be able to tell any correlation coefficient drop from that one. Here's a wide scale view of this storm here in Texas. Prefrontals, not really worried about prefrontal tornado threat. A lot of storms are going to be struggling to mature out in front of this, even if it fires. Yeah. No prefrontals. Yeah, still max wind gusts, though, over here. Next in line, Reynoldsville and Brooksville there. Again, that's going to be for those 80-mile-per-hour winds. Back over here. Yeah, it looks like they're keeping this at 70-mile-per-hour winds, so it looks like they're not going to allow that or they might increase it, but I mean, according to their closest radar, the winds are calming down a little bit. Yeah, 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds along that leading edge. Still, so still a strong storm. If you live in Evansburg, northern Cambria, and Sandy, you're going to be next in line for this thing. Check back up here. There was supposed to be a little bit of a tornado threat up here, but that has not happened yet. And we still got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings here in New York as well, near Trenton. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, easily survivable there as long as you're indoors and away from windows. And then back over here near Dayton, Ohio, still have some storms pushing towards you guys with that 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving up to the north and east. And then back over here near Frankfort and Lexington, still have a couple of areas here of severe thunderstorms, 1-inch hail over here near Springfield heading towards Mackville. And then back over here near Georgetown, Kentucky, near 75. We have the severe thunderstorm warning with ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then Texas is our only other area here with some severe weather, and it's mainly a hail threat for now. Could eventually turn into a tornado threat, but thankfully a lot of this hail is falling in the middle of nowhere. Which storm are you in? Highest you got on the Pennsylvania-Ohio border was 90 miles per hour. Wow. I'm pretty sure we're dealing with a heck of a lot of contamination. I think what's happening is that you have elevated supercells, probably not in the best moisture up here. And so we're getting pretty grungy storms at the moment. I am interested where that boundary really is. I mean, because if they latch onto the boundary, I mean, they could definitely do something. But let me check in on our surface observations. I mean, there's plenty of instability. What are our dew points at? Yeah, our dew points around these storms are like either in the 60s or 50s. Seems like they improve as they get into the Oklahoma area, so maybe they become more surface based there. But these might be mainly elevated hailers that are north of the boundary. It probably won't hold much of a tornado in threat until they hit some better moisture. I'm the Pagey stream. We're getting the circle of death. Do a refresh on them. There we go. Aerogenic storms. What are those? Assuming that has to do with fire. Genic storms. I don't even think that's a thing. Aerogenic. Yeah. I don't think it's a really I don't think it's a real term. Almost 300,000? No way. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Now our data's coming in. We're at 282,000 people without power here in Pennsylvania. Wow. Yeah, most of that's in Allegheny County. Jeez Louise. That's crazy. I think they're called pyrogenic storms. I don't know. The search that I'm doing on it is not coming up with anything. Let me check Google. Pyrogenic definition. Yeah, the thing that keeps coming up is pyogenic, and that has to do with pus. Nothing's coming up for pyrogenic. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Pyrogenic, produced by heat. Okay, I found it. It is a real word. I don't know why that was so far down on the search list. I guess people more often than not are searching for pus. then I guess pus filled stuff is more popular than storms created by fires. All right, so did they ever increase this? No, they're keeping it at 70-mile-per-hour winds. Looks like still going to be some power outages possible. Still some pretty strong winds going to be coming into Kerwinsville, Bessaria, and Altoona. But I'm gonna log off again, and I'll be back later if something else pops up that's a little bit more tornadic. I'm just gonna keep on taking breaks today, and mainly just covering tornado warnings today because I'm tired and I don't want to run out of steam. Be on all day. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see y'all in a little bit.